It wasn't too long ago when I made a video about the disappointing start for the Milwaukee Bucks. In the beginning of the season, they were in the bottom half of the league for offense and defensive rating. They had a bad record. Now all of a sudden their record has improved and they are 12th in offense and 13th in defensive rating. If they keep doing that and keep up their play recently, they have a chance to crack the top 10 in both categories by the end of the season. And it turns out they arguably have the most productive duo in the NBA. 58.4 points, 16 rebounds, 13.6 assists per game for Giannis and Dame combined as a duo. To put that in perspective, they are outscoring and assisting Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. This duo gives them a chance against anyone, no matter how bad the Bucks supporting cast is playing. And in their last 15 games, they have a record of 12-3. Two key additions to the rotation have really helped their turnaround. First up, AJ Green. Quietly, he's become one of the best knockdown three-point shooters in the NBA. And it's not just catch and shoot open shots. He can run off screens and fire away while he's heavily contested. In the first month of the season, when they were struggling, he was only getting 7.1 minutes per game. In the last 15 games, he's getting 25 minutes a night. He's shooting 41.9% from 3 on 5.7 attempts per game. And I swear, it feels like he makes every single three-pointer. He's also second on the team in plus minus during their winning stretch. And you look at their strongest lineups during the season, he's in there. His offense and shot making is so important, but he's also not a traffic cone defensively. He competes hard and survives consistently. It turns out he's in 2 of the top 6 lineups for the Bucks. And not only that, but both of the lineups he's in have the best net rating. So here's the third most played lineup for them. Statistically, it's their best lineup, 106 minutes played. Damian Lillard, Gary Trent Jr., AJ Green, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez. 124.1 offensive rating, 101.8 defensive rating. That's good for a top 5 offense and defense. Next, Damian Lillard, AJ Green, Taurean Prince, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. 104.7 offensive rating, 88.6 defensive rating. That lineup is dominating defensively. AJ Green is one of the most important and underrated players so far this season for the Bucks. Now let's go on to the second addition that has been added to the rotation recently, 23-year-old Andre Jackson Jr. I mean, he has all the makings of being an elite role player. He's their defensive specialist. Against Shea in the Cup Finals, he held him to 3 of 12 from the field. He gives me Josh Hart, Alex Caruso type of vibes. He's going to hustle nonstop, play tough, go for every rebound and loose ball. His offense is still a work in progress, but you see flashes. He's just a winning basketball player, and it's good to see him making an impact in just his second season. Both AJ Green and Andre Jackson Jr. aren't going to knock your socks off by any means, but they have been key at just playing their role and thriving for it. They deserve a lot of credit for this Bucks turnaround. Now let me introduce you to the X Factor of the Milwaukee Bucks, Bobby Portis. I found a funny post before the NBA Cup final game, and it read, "The version of Bobby Portis that shows up might generally decide the NBA Cup." Surprisingly, he shot bad, and it didn't matter, but that's not how it usually goes. He is very inconsistent as of now, and in their losses, he's shooting 42% from the field and 16% from 3. Yuck. While in wins, he's shooting 52% from the field and 50% from 3. When the Bucks won the championship in wins and losses during that season, his efficiency pretty much stayed the same. It's very tough to beat the Bucks when Bobby Portis shows up. But at this point in his career, he's quite inconsistent. It's going to be interesting to see if he gets moved for that reason. Another X Factor is Gary Trent Jr. He has turned his season around. In October, he was shooting 27% from 3. And that's a story for a lot of Bucks players. Early on, they couldn't make shots. He's another guy where if he's on, they are very tough to beat. During their 12-3 stretch, He's shooting 46% from 3 on 5 attempts per game. So that gives them 4 players shooting over 5 attempts from 3 over that stretch. And not only that, but 3 of the 4 players, AJ Green, Brook Lopez, and of course, Trent Jr., are shooting over 40% from 3. And the last guy, Damian Lillard, is shooting 9.4 threes a game, insane volume, and is barely off the 40% mark. He's shooting 38.9% from 3. Come on now. And then that's not even mentioning their most reliable three-point shooter thus far this season, Taurean Prince, 51.6% from 3 on 3.6 attempts per game. That's the best in the league for players who are qualified. He fits in any lineup. He is an elite role player. But overall, this shooting aspect is a game changer for them. If this keeps up, I mean, they're legit final contenders. And that was a huge problem early on. This is a big turnaround. October, the month, they shot 30% from 3 as a team. That's bottom half of the league. That was 28th at the time. All of a sudden, you look at the whole entire season, they are 3rd in three-point percentage despite that terrible start, 38.9% as a team, barely behind the leader, the Cavs, who have shot 39.9% from 3 as a team. Do you think the Milwaukee Bucks actually have a chance at the NBA title this year? Let me know your thoughts below immediately.